Good day, Father Matt Williams here in my parked car. I hope you're doing well. Okay, we are working on the letter S for the acronym of Saint. S means self-mastery. We want to begin with the end in mind. We want to become saints. This Lenten journey and really our pilgrimage to life is really about becoming a saint. So I'm reading today from 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25 and 26 and 27. St. Paul. Every athlete exercises self-control in all things. We're talking about mastering our desires, right? Self-mastery, right? Every athlete, he's using an analogy from the world. Every athlete exercises self-control in all things. They do it to receive a perishable wreath, but we an imperishable crown. Well, I do not run aimlessly. I do not box as one beating the air. I pummel my body and subdue it, lest after preaching to others, I myself should be disqualified. So St. Paul just basically shows us that our body needs to be trained, right? That our desires sometimes can take us away from the Lord. And so we need to embrace discipline and self-mastery to shape those desires towards all that is good, beautiful, and true and following the ways of the Lord. So how do you resist temptation, or how do you deal with your desires? I'm going to give you a couple quick steps, very easy. The first is that is acknowledgement. Can you acknowledge when your desires or your temptations are leading you astray? And the moment that you come to recognize that and acknowledge it, can you name it? Okay? So acknowledge, I am being tempted, or my desires are seeking to take me someplace that I know I really shouldn't go. Okay? Acknowledgement. And at that moment, once you're able to acknowledge, you do one of two things. You either accept it or you reject it. Very simple. You acknowledge it, and then you either accept it or reject it. Yes, I'm going to act on this desire. No, I reject this desire. Once you reject it, then you have to cry out, Jesus! And sometimes you just have to say it out loud. Jesus, help me, right? You reject it, and you just pray the name of Jesus. You can pray the Hail Mary. That might not go away right away. The desire is still there. So here's something that Father Gallagher recommended. The heroic 5 minutes. Before you act, can you give yourself 5 minutes to allow yourself to be calm and to really make an informed decision, to really consent to it? Give yourself a heroic 5 minutes and then act. I notice this when eating, right? It always comes down to food, right? But you eat. So say you have a nice dessert and it's so good, immediately you want more, right? But if you wait 5 minutes before you make that decision, all of a sudden you find, well, I'm kind of full. I guess I really don't need it. And then you're more empowered to be able to say no, okay? So acknowledge the desire, accept or reject it, hopefully reject it, pray to Jesus, cling to Mary, give yourself a heroic 5 minutes, and you'll have the grace to overcome those desires and begin to master them and shape them towards the good. Remembering that at the root of that desire is a desire for ultimate fulfillment in communion with the good Lord. Have you prayed today? God bless you.